Attention, Commander. There may be valuable parts at this location that can improve this unit's functionality. Performing a thorough search of the Automech factory is advised, should you wish to maximize your Valerie unit's combat effectiveness. Building factory schematics. It is likely the desired parts are being stored somewhere on the ground floor.
security breach has been detected. A full laboratory lockdown is now... is now in effect. Repeat, this is a full laboratory lockdown. Stay calm, remain vigilant, and obey security personnel. And always trust that the Sovereign protects.
You don't reckon there's another one of those suits laying around somewhere? Oh, I want to try it.
Attention, subjects. The laboratory lockdown has been lifted, and your faith in the Sovereign has been reaffirmed. You may resume normal activities.
Happy to assist in crafting more ammo, if you need it.
Trouble ahead.
Taking chase. Replenishing my firearm. Hastening to cover. Forever vigilant. Worry fast.
Brass raring to go.
We are duty bound to stop them. System abide. That's it.
You know, there might be a goodie or two for Val in there.
order. Why? Because the matriarch herself designed it. Individualism ran rampant. Depletion of resources and
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Breath tingling, all charged up. Here we are, about to kick the proverbial mantisaur nest. Hope you're ready for your close-up. Damn, of course. My mom's always bratty. Gas still recharging.
Invasive element.
as the paradigm predicted.
Taking cover. Sustain the system. Changing magazine.
Back in business.
The protectorate endures.
Popping that claw. Mess with me, you get the claw.
System.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Every protector is subject to
Looking a little finished yet.
They covet our doom
I am
bounty.
cracking parts are. This thing's got a mean streak. My jaw's always crabby.
Attacking selflessly without giving chase.
Another ass kicking for the hit, folks. Let's open the gate for that reporter and the troops before these bodies get cold.
Over here! Let us out! Many thanks for freeing us. Think I can maneuver my trauma into a management position after this?
I'm liking the enthusiasm you're bringing to the table.
Word on the street is you're all fired goal-oriented.
Over here! Let's have a word with the hero of the moment for the wireless. What a show! Auntie will be beside herself when she hears of her shiny new blockade. If you weren't already contracted with Willard, I'd think to hire you for the next news staging.
All in a day's work. You said something about an interview. Well, I got a lot riding on this. You'll make me look good, right?
It's audio only, Trooper, and you're working with a true professional now. Let me work, huh? Relax. Be authentically you, though you'd be wise to throw in a tagline or two. Ready?
Well,
Great! Recording's already begun. I'm here, live at the scene with the fearsome grafted soldier Inez. It's a shame you cannot see this, dear listener, for it is impressive indeed. Inez, your destruction of those dastardly protectorate troops was awe-inspiring. You must feel like the employee of the month, having brought such a decisive victory to Auntie's choice.
I'm just, doing my part. I joined up because I believed in our mission, to liberate Arcadia. Reckon my actions illustrate that more than anything I could ever say. I ain't sure what else to say. What does the audience want to hear exactly?
They want to hear sordid details, but not so sordid that it'll staunch their worst buying habits. Now focus and don't fret. We'll clean this up in post. Dear audience, the voice you just heard is that of the soldier's close associate and eyewitness to the battle and the marvelous carnage littering the land. You also freed some of our troopers from the Protectorate's fiendish grasp. One can only imagine the torture they suffered. Tell us about it, the rescue, in detail if you would.
Look, I did what anyone with an ounce of sense would do. Ain't gonna leave one of my own in such a state. And if I had it my way, I would have acted sooner.
Hold a moment. You can't go saying things like that. Our platoons have a reputation to maintain. Try again, or I will strike this from the record.
Why? It's the truth. You heard your own commander say he was in no rush to help them. All due to some red tape? It's foul, and folk deserve to know about it.
In any case, those soldiers can finally return to their postings again. Now, I have a question about your abilities, Inez. What sets a trooper like you apart from the rest?
These graphs make me stronger. Good in a bind. I know I'm a bit of a curiosity. Ain't too many of us left. But there is so much good we can do with grafting, if we try. I got a plan, see? To start the grafting program up again. The research is promising, and with the right backing, it could be a product that can better the lives of everyone.
A fascinating idea. I think we'd all sleep soundly if we knew more of you were running amok on our behalf. Before we wrap, have you anything else of note to tell our undoubtedly enraptured audience?
Oh, I got one. Ain't just a tested and true product that'll put you over the top. A graft like mine might also get you into orbit.
Ah, I see. A bit of cheeky product placement for zero-G whiskey. Very well done, you. And that's a wrap. You can go back to slouching or sneering or whatever else it is you do. Now, where was this soft-spoken propriety when we were recording? This interview was rather disjointed, even by my standards.
Damn. I knew we didn't exactly nail it, but I was hoping some editing might help. We ought to head back to Willard, try to butter him up some.
You do that, and I will remain here burdened by the drudgery of war. Farewell.
Asa, you might follow a ruinous religious doctrine and be driven by irrational bloodthirsty urges, but you're a rather effective killer. And I respect that.
That means a lot, coming from such a ruthless purveyor of death. Wish you'd let yourself really get into it sometimes, though. Get your face and hands drenched in blood.
That sounds disgusting, dear. Though I do appreciate the sentiment.
I'm itching to see if Willard will make good on our deal, or if I'll need to be a little more persuasive. With words or with muscles. Ain't picky. I'd like to press on, unless you had something to discuss.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. Auntie's choice knows that a better you is just
Unless you plan on conjuring ammo. Ammo from Nathan, we ought to get the crafting side.
Tramicular, arriving. Head office tower.
As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional...
Whatever size weaponry you need to make all your problems past tense.
Ventilating you.
How imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones. Why even have the T-zones then? Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated? Steers in seas. A blood sport without blood sounds like red ink to Andy. Our Tussful teams play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood.
Ah, so the conquering heroes have returned from the blockade. And by the law, what footage!
I have never been so thrilled and appalled by sheer brutality in all my days. You certainly knew your way around a soon-to-be dead body, huh? Oh, where are my manners? Commander, Inez, meet our new benefactor. This is the business partner I spoke to you about, and she has graciously agreed to fund our new venture.
Yes, we've met. Now, let's not get overly ahead of ourselves. Excitement and carnage is one thing. Well, that is, there are two things, but taken as a whole. Proving to be an advertising darling is quite another matter entirely.
Yes, and your interview may be good for entertainment, if nothing else. If you are indeed as inebriated as I suspect, one could hardly blame you for celebrating such a victory.
It didn't make for the best showing, but I have a professional hunch about you, Inez. I'm willing to give you a brief trial run to see how it goes.
Look, I know I ain't exactly the profile of a business partner, but I know medicine, and I know the potential of grafts more than anyone. You'll not find my experience anywhere.
Perhaps so, but unfortunately I can't be expected to simply take your word for it. You know how it is. Low-level workers have a certain flair for lying and grifting, whilst concurrently exaggerating all accomplishments and ills.
But we can trust your word as her current supervisor. What sort of performance review might you give this associate?
Well, it's easy to go on soldiering when you trust the one giving the orders.
That's a reasonable endorsement. Wouldn't fit in the one-line write-in space for her quarterly appraisal, but I suppose you couldn't know.
So we have a deal then? I admit that the raid and the interview may not have gone as swimmingly as I would have liked, but there is something there.
Suppose I can make good on the funding after all. We'll see in time where this arrangement leaves us. In any case, good day.
So that's it. We're clear to restart the grafting program. And you'll abide by my demands. No more senseless killing. No more hurting folk.
Of course not. Unless said folk agree to it. Yes, we are at an agreement. Consider this a bonus for your efforts. When the time is right, I will reach out to you for further planning. You have been instrumental, soldier. Inez, well done indeed.
I'll settle for a moment of rest, Commander. Thanks.
Invasive marketing hacked it out of the arena with their official Auntie's Choice branded Spat Crisp panty buckets. What I say?
Have time for a chat, Commander? Willard, Vice President Conan, sent me a message just now about how the investment meeting went. Seems he showed off the footage from the blockade, interview and all, and they all agreed to fund the grafting program and start it up again in earnest. I think we actually pulled this off, Commander. They even thought to bring me into middle management for the program. Can you believe it? After you and I finish what we set out to do for Arcadia, of course. I'd say closing these rifts take priority over a career change. I'm realizing now that I never really imagined something like this was possible after ending my contract like that. Never thought I'd be at the forefront of a military campaign. Never thought I'd be able to change much about Auntie's Choice, let alone that I'd want to. But here I am. Reckon you could say I proved myself after all. Thank you, Commander, for everything. Anyhow, that's enough sorting my thoughts for the moment. We got a galaxy to save. Trying real hard not to be insubordinate-like, Commander. But this Azza, she ain't right in the head. We got enough to worry about as it is, and adding this much chaos to our little crew can't end well. You sure we ought to be helping her? I'll try to keep an open mind, Commander. But if she comes at me with a knife, I ain't gonna be the one left bleeding. Anyway, appreciate you hearing me out. Well, suppose that's all my suspicions of the Earth Directorate confirmed, for all to see. Just didn't think we'd find actual evidence of them cutting a deal with the Protectorate. I feel a little bad for Ibarra, though. He's taking it about as well as I expected. Whatever he hoped to find in the Matriarch's tomb, surely it weren't that. It stings less now that they didn't help Tausetti. Guess there's a big difference between thinking they didn't care and realizing that they're just as corrupt as anyone else. Fine by me.
Awaiting orders. How may this unit assist you, Commander?
Protect your loved ones, protect yourself. Buy some new armor today. Stimulants, medicaments, and drugs. Get yourself here.
My boy.
Hello. Not so. I'm sure.
Greetings again. You may have defeated me last time, but I shall rise from the ashes someday. In the meantime, you're welcome to browse my collection. In the wake of my defeat, I've taken a brief break. I'm contemplating what I might collect next. I've heard sprats are rarely born with mutations like extra toes and acid vision. Perhaps I'll start an exotic sprat farm. Then I could pit my sprats against opposing farm sprats. Battle sprats. Imagine the merchandising opportunities. Eat your heart out, Auntie Cleo. Behold.
Get the signal.
Ready, and frankly,
monsters. And these cowards won't even fight us face to face. We need to withdraw. Come on.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.